So one of the things fans look forward to when hearing that their favorite artist will be releasing a new album is what would the new album sound like? What direction did they take on this new album? Is it upbeat? Is it mid-tempo? Will it be dance, R&B, or will it be a mix of a little bit of everything? And as fans, we sometimes have our own ideas about what genre or sound would be amazing for them to explore. So I thought, why not make a video about this and share my thoughts on what direction I think these artists should take on their next album or future project, which is something I actually did back in 2022 on TikTok. And now that some time has passed, I thought about doing this again, but this time making it a full YouTube video, starting with Rihanna. Of course, we still don't know when will Rihanna release new music again, which I'm okay with if she decides not to release music anymore. But if she were to make a return to music, I think it would be cool for her to dive into disco, maybe 90s house, or even an alternative album. And the reason why I'm adding alternative is because ever since I heard her song Never Ending from her album Anti, I have been hoping for Rihanna to go back into that direction. I think her voice sounds so good with just guitar and a more stripped down production. And as for a 90s house or disco, well, seeing how Rihanna is amazing at dance and EDM, I thought it would be cool for her to give us some new club bangers, but this time going more towards like the 90s house or disco or anything around that sort, or even early 2000s dance pop. Tate McRae. So the reason why I wanted to mention Tate McRae is because I got a comment with a suggestion saying that Tate should go into a more happier sound like Teenage Dream, something that's more warm, beach, and solar, since her 2023 album Think Later was more moody, dark sound, the same with It's Okay I'm Okay, which I agree with. As much as I've been liking the darker pop sound that she's been doing, I think it would be good to hear something more happier from Tate in a more brighter direction. Shawn Mendes. So I think with Shawn, he should go into pop rock. When it comes to rock, one of the reasons why, besides it feeling like it suits him, if you know, he almost did a collaboration with Miley, which was Prisoner, and there's a snippet that leaked and we get to hear a bit of what he would have sounded like on that song, which I loved.
Prisoner, prisoner, lock up, you got me denied, Lord knows I'm here to satisfy.
I am hoping he does rock in some way in a future album or project one day. And another direction I think he could get into in the future is R&B. Ava Max. So speaking of pop rock, I think Ava is another artist that I think will be great with this sound. Not only does she have the vocals to really make this sound her own and create something really amazing with great music, but when I think of a song that she did that is probably closer to like a pop or at least some type of rock influence, I think of her song Blood, Sweat and Tears. And I said this on my TikTok video, but when she had her red hair during Diamonds and Dance Floors, it just felt like she could go into rock and it would make sense. And another genre I think she would be amazing at is R&B. Now, from what we know from her upcoming album that will be coming out in 2025, she has revealed that she is going to try new styles, so there is a possibility that we may get that in the future very soon. Demi Lovato. So when I did a TikTok about this back in 2022, I mentioned how I wanted Demi to return to their roots. So now that they already have done that, which was amazing, not to mention they also released a revamped album with re-recorded rock versions of some of their songs. If I had to pick a direction for Demi to do next, I think acoustic. Not only is Demi great at giving club bangers and dance songs and upbeat pop songs, but I think Demi is one of the best at creating ballads. So I think it will be really interesting to see them go into this type of direction in a full album. Lil Nas X. I can see him doing hyperpop, having some playful moments, added overlays, and just him letting the creativity flow out of him with no limits. And another genre I can see him do is dance and EDM. We have seen him do choreography, so that's already something that I would like to see him do more of. And also him just stepping into dance and adding his own twist to it. Sabrina Carpenter. The one genre that comes to mind when I think of Sabrina that I think she should do in the future is R&B and soul, because there is a song that she released titled Honeymoon Fades, where she showcases another side of her voice with R&B, which sounds beautiful, and I would like to see this side of her make a return on a full album. Ariana Grande. So I love the Eternal Sunshine. I feel I had everything I could want and more. And at this point, I'm not really sure what else I can really expect Ariana to do. But one thing that really does come to mind is her doing a 90s dance type of house album. adding some other influences but still keeping it full dance, just to add some surprises here and there and just experiment with different ways that she could use her voice. Overall, I think it would be cool to hear a full dance album from her. Selena Gomez. So I'm gonna say it again, but I think Selena should go back to her experimental droplet era where she released like Fetish, Bad Liar, and just imagine what else that she would create with this sound, or possibly new sounds or something she may discover from going back to this. Troye Sivan. I think Troye needs to do a hyperpop album. It could be because of the Brat tour, but I just think he would be amazing at it, bringing his own style and just the sounds that align more with what he wants to say in his music. Lady Gaga. So honestly, I'm not really sure what I would want Gaga to do next because she's pretty much done it all at this point. But when going back to her Joanne album, on songs like John Wayne or even Perfect Illusion, I think it would be cool to hear Gaga go into a fully pop rock or rock type of album. You know, those songs, especially Perfect Illusion, you hear the guitars and it has like some type of rock influence in it and it sounds really great in her voice. Or, you know, another thing now that I'm thinking about, I think hyperpop. I think Gaga would be amazing in hyperpop. Miley Cyrus. So when it comes to Miley, I think an acoustic album will be amazing to hear. She's already done stripped down versions and acoustic versions of some of her hits already, so it will be cool for her to kind of go more into that and maybe add a little bit production but not too much, just more having her voice be the highlight. Something that I said in 2022 in the TikTok video that I talked about that I loved Plastic Hearts and that I think Miley should do another rock or pop rock album. But this time, instead of it being like 80s inspired, I think it should be more 2000s inspired, like her song What the Fuck Do I Know, that felt very 2000s pop rock. And of course, Miley has already given us 2000s pop rock. When you think of like Breakout, Me Miley Cyrus, even like early Hannah Montana, there was pop rock. I want to hear what Miley, like adult Miley, would do now with that type of sound. Like, where is she today? And maybe even add some rock and roll or maybe some metal. Whatever Miley decides to do, if she were to do another rock album, I would like to see what else that she can give us and kind of expand from that. Justin Bieber. So with Justin Bieber, I think one of the sounds that we have yet to really hear from him is pop rock. Maybe going in the direction Miley took with Plastic Hearts, or I could see him do something inspired by the early 2000s. Billie Eilish. I would love Billie to do a dance hyperpop album, because after hearing this song from her Hit Me Hard and Soft album, which I will put on the screen here because I didn't want to mention it by name, I wasn't sure if I was going to pronounce it correctly, but the way that this song transitions to dance towards the end with her vocals and the vibe of it, and then it wasn't like too aggressive, it was just very chill, but it was dance. You know, it's one of the parts of the song that I always look forward to every time I hear it. Of course, we can't forget her doing the guest remix with Charli XCX, another great example showing that she's great in that type of sound. Now, if she does decide to do a dance hyperpop album, I hope Phineas is a part of it, because his production with that song on Hit Me Hard and Soft was just perfect. I would love to hear what else he can do in the dance hyperpop genre, along with adding another DJ or so on the project, but still keeping Phineas as like the main producer on it. Taylor Swift. So as we know, Taylor co-wrote Calvin Harris and Rihanna's hit song, This Is What You Came For, and dance is a genre we have yet to really hear Taylor fully dive into. I feel like maybe, but I can't really say like, oh, she would do it. Adele. So in 2022, I said that it would be cool for her to do a disco 80s album. I just feel like this type of sound would suit her voice so well, and her writing a lot of songs about heartbreak. I feel that that works really well with dance music, and mainly I say this for me because I love crying on the dance floor type of music. I love those type of dance songs that, sure, they're all beat and dancey and fun, but like they have like this really meaning of like, oh, I went through a breakup, or life isn't the greatest right now for me. And there's just something therapeutic about it. And I don't know, I just feel like Adele will be great in this, like giving us some crying on the dance floor type of music. But I don't know if she would ever do dance. Maybe she'll do a collaboration with a DJ or something one day. But as a full body of work, I don't know if she would ever do something like this. Mariah Carey. So Mariah Carey says that she has an alternative rock album that she never released, and she has talked about it towards the end of 2024 that she's thinking of releasing it. So I'm interested, and the only reason I wanted to talk about this is because I never thought like rock and Mariah would be in the same sentence. Like it just doesn't really feel like, I don't know, I just never thought of that. I do hope that she does release it because I am interested how this sounds like, and we'll see. Hopefully she does release it one day. So that's the end of this list. Just a fun video of ideas that I thought of, like, oh, I think this song will fit this person, or I think it would be cool if they went into this direction. Of course, when it comes down to it, they're the ones that make the decision, which I'm happy with. So what are your thoughts? What's a direction of an artist that I mentioned, or maybe one of your favorite artists that I did not mention, that you would like them to do on their next album or in a future album one day? You can share it down below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.